Welcome to Fledgling Eagle. Today we're going to explore a small but mysterious country with a painful history, Sierra Leone. This place is not only famous for its stunning natural beauty, but also for the strange stories and lasting marks from the past. Join me on a journey to uncover Sierra Leone, where every corner holds something surprising. Geographic overview and key facts. Have you ever heard of a country where storms roar like wild beasts? Let's take you to Sierra Leone. This small yet captivating country, located on Africa's western coast, may not stand out on a map, but it is steeped in history and stunning natural beauty. The nation is known for its expansive white sandy beaches, verdant hills that embrace the horizon, and towering mountains whose thunderous sounds are said to resemble the growl of a lion. Freetown, the capital, serves as the nation's cultural heartbeat. Founded in the 17th century as a sanctuary for freed slaves, this city has become one of the most dynamic cultural hubs in the region. Its lively streets and bustling port were once the main connection to the outside world. But Sierra Leone's beauty doesn't end with its vibrant city life. The country boasts over 400 kilometers of pristine, untouched coastline, and its natural diversity stretches far beyond the beaches. In the north, vast savannas and open plains stretch out, while the southern and eastern regions are dominated by dense tropical rainforests teeming with wildlife. The country's rivers, like the Roquel River, and its mangrove forests serve as vital lifelines for local communities, sustaining both the economy and the people. The climate in Sierra Leone can be intense, especially for those not accustomed to the heat. The tropical heat and humidity are present almost year-round. From May to November, the rainy season brings powerful storms that refresh the landscape with every drop. Once the rains subside, the oppressive heat and humidity take over, shaping the daily life of the country. Historical background. To truly grasp the history of Sierra Leone, one must travel back centuries before the world became familiar with its name. In the 15th century, Portuguese explorers arrived and, upon noticing a mountain range that resembled the shape of a lion, named it Sierra Leone. Over the years, this region became a significant point in the transatlantic slave trade, leaving deep and painful marks on its history. Thousands of Africans were forcibly taken from their homelands and sent to the Americas, making Sierra Leone a symbol of both suffering and resilience. However, the 17th century brought a surprising twist to the story. British colonists and abolitionists established Freetown as a refuge for freed slaves. The city's name, Freetown, reflects its symbolism as a place of new beginnings, attracting many emancipated Africans from America and Europe. This influx of freed people brought a mix of cultures but also created tensions between local traditions and the newcomers' ways of life. By the mid-1800s, Sierra Leone became a British protectorate. Though British rule brought some stability, it also imposed restrictions on the local population's freedoms. After World War II, the push for independence swept through colonies around the world, and Sierra Leone followed suit. In 1961, it gained its political independence. However, the dream of a fresh start quickly gave way to internal struggles. The country was torn apart by a brutal civil war in the 1990s, largely fueled by the exploitation of diamonds, which funded the conflict. These so-called blood diamonds became a tragic symbol of the violence and suffering during that time, leaving behind countless deaths and millions of displaced people. Despite the challenges, Sierra Leone has made significant strides in recovering from its troubled past, although it still faces significant obstacles on its path to stability. population and social challenges. Sierra Leone, with a population of approximately 8 million, presents a society marked by sharp contrasts and serious challenges that go beyond mere numbers. More than half of its people live in extreme poverty, which affects nearly every aspect of life, from limited access to healthcare and education to the constant struggle for basic necessities like food and clean water. Survival is an everyday battle. The nation's healthcare infrastructure is fragile at best. Diseases such as malaria and typhoid fever are widespread, exacerbated by inadequate facilities, limited medical resources, and a lack of trained professionals. The devastating Ebola outbreak of 2014-2016 is still fresh in the minds of many, with Sierra Leone being one of the worst affected nations. The aftermath of the epidemic still lingers in communities that were devastated by loss. Education is another area facing significant difficulties. Over 40% of adults cannot read or write, with women bearing the highest illiteracy rates. This creates a cycle of limited opportunity, trapping many in poverty. The country's GDP per capita stands at only around $460 per year, an amount that's comparable to what some people spend on a single cup of coffee. For countless families in Sierra Leone, this is the stark reality they face each day. The national language. Did you know that Sierra Leone's official language is English? In theory, yes, but in practice, the situation is quite different. The majority of Sierra Leoneans don't use English in their everyday lives. Instead, the country's most widely spoken language is Creole, a dynamic Creole that blends English with local influences from various languages and cultures that have shaped the nation. Creole is the language of informal interactions, storytelling, and humor, serving as a bridge among diverse communities. On the other hand, English is primarily reserved for formal contexts, such as government affairs, official documents, and some educational settings. However, for many, an English education remains an unattainable luxury, creating barriers to personal and societal progress. Public transportation in Sierra Leone. Think the challenges are over? Not so fast. If you think you've had enough of overcrowded buses, get ready for a whole new experience. Public transportation in Sierra Leone is an adventure in itself. In Sierra Leone, you won't find modern, air-conditioned buses cruising along the streets. Instead, the roads are dominated by old trucks that have been repurposed into what locals call podas. These converted vehicles are the unsung heroes of Sierra Leone's dusty, uneven roads. They serve as the primary mode of transportation for many, carrying not just people, but goods, livestock, and even large amounts of cargo. The podas are packed with passengers, shoulder to shoulder, with barely enough room to breathe. It's not uncommon for people to squeeze into every available space from the roof to the sides, creating a bustling and chaotic scene. While the comfort and safety of these vehicles are often compromised, they are essential to the daily life of Sierra Leoneans. The roads, mostly unpaved and riddled with potholes, make for a bumpy ride. As these vehicles bounce over the rough terrain, clouds of dust fill the air, coating everything in sight. despite the discomfort, the poda-podas are reliable and form the backbone of Sierra Leone's transportation system, getting people to work, school, and the market day after day. For many, the poda-podas are a symbol of resilience, an imperfect but indispensable part of life in a country still recovering from years of civil war and economic hardship. They may not be the most glamorous or safe option, but they are the lifeblood of Sierra Leone's roadways, carrying people toward a better future, one bumpy ride at a time. The giant cotton tree, a symbol of history and hope. Now let's talk about a truly remarkable symbol that has stood the test of time. The giant cotton tree in the heart of Freetown. This majestic tree, known locally as the kapok tree or lover's tree, is more than just a natural monument. It is a living testament to Sierra Leone's complex history, carrying with it centuries of hope, faith, and struggle. In the late 17th century, after the abolition of slavery, freed slaves from North America, who had fought alongside the British during the American Revolution, sought refuge in Sierra Leone. They gathered under the branches of this great tree to pray and give thanks for the freedom they had won. This moment marked the tree as a symbol of freedom, faith, and resilience, representing the enduring spirit of those who had endured unimaginable hardship. The kapok tree's importance only grew over time, becoming so iconic that it was featured on banknotes and stamps, symbolizing Sierra Leone's rebirth as a home for freed slaves. In 1619, Queen Elizabeth. I even visited the tree, cementing its status as a national treasure. Though no one can say for certain how old the tree is, records show it has been standing since 1787. Throughout the years, the people of Sierra Leone have continued to gather around the giant cotton tree for special ceremonies, prayers, and offerings, asking for peace and prosperity. It has become a spiritual center, linking the past with the present in a unique and powerful way. Even in the face of adversity, the tree has proven its resilience. In 2018 and again in 2020, it endured devastating fires, but it remained standing, a symbol of strength and hope for all Sierra Leoneans. The people's unwavering devotion to the tree reflects their collective determination to heal from the country's turbulent history and move toward a brighter future. Today, the giant cotton tree stands as a powerful reminder of Sierra Leone's past, its struggles, and its enduring spirit. It is not just a tree. It is a beacon of hope, faith, and resilience for generations to come. Secret societies. Let's explore a fascinating subject that has sparked the imagination in countless films and books: secret societies. But in Sierra Leone, these societies have deep-rooted historical significance, far beyond the realm of fiction. In West Africa, such societies have been part of the culture for centuries, bringing together individuals from various ethnic groups, languages, and traditions. In Sierra Leone, they play a pivotal role in the social, political, educational, and spiritual aspects of their members' lives. Two of the most prominent societies are the Bondo Society for women and the Poro Society for men. These organizations are not merely spiritual in nature. They govern aspects of social conduct, including sexual behavior, and claim to possess healing abilities. Members often use potions and charms to address physical ailments and even mental health issues, which are frequently interpreted as spiritual disturbances. For instance, depression is seen as soul sadness, while mental conditions like schizophrenia are viewed as bouts of madness that can be managed through ceremonial rites. And here's a tale that sounds like it belongs in a fictional adventure. During Sierra Leone's civil war, a secret society called Kayor, made up of traditional hunters, believed its members were invincible. They claimed that rituals and spiritual amulets could make them bulletproof on the battlefield. Unfortunately, the harsh realities of war showed that these beliefs couldn't shield them, and many met tragic ends in the conflict. Rites of passage. Rituals of adulthood in Sierra Leone. When discussing secret societies, we cannot overlook the intense and fascinating rites of passage practiced in Sierra Leone. These initiation rituals are far more than just a celebratory event. They are transformative milestones that mark the shift from childhood to adulthood, determining not only who an individual is, but also who they will become within their community. The rites of passage vary significantly depending on the tribe and region, but they share a common goal: to prepare young people for the responsibilities of adult life and to be recognized as full members of society. The process is deeply spiritual and culturally significant, a journey that defines one's identity and role within the social fabric. Boys and girls are separated from their families to undergo a series of challenging and often grueling ceremonies. These rites symbolize the end of childhood and the beginning of adult responsibilities in the community. The teachings are extensive, involving physical challenges, moral lessons, and spiritual training. The purpose of these initiation rituals is not just to mark a passage of time, but to control spirits and bring positive influence into the world of men. New initiates learn spiritual secrets, engage in witchcraft practices, and often receive ritual body cuts as symbols of their acceptance into the community and their commitment to the society's customs and beliefs. These marks become permanent symbols of their identity and status. For women entering the Sanda Society, the initiation process is particularly intense. While it involves important spiritual rituals and teachings, it is also marked by practices that many view as painful and controversial. One of the most well-known elements of female initiation is the circumcision ritual, which continues to spark debate and efforts for awareness and reform. The issue is sensitive and complex, as it holds deep cultural significance, but also raises concerns about women's health and human rights. While these rituals are crucial for maintaining the social and spiritual order of Sierra Leonean societies, they have faced increasing scrutiny in recent years, especially regarding their more controversial aspects. Efforts are underway to balance respect for tradition with the need for reform and awareness, as these practices continue to shape the lives of many young people in Sierra Leone. The rites of passage, both a blessing and a burden, remain a powerful force in the culture of Sierra Leone, marking the profound and often painful journey from childhood into adulthood. Blood diamonds. As we continue to explore Sierra Leone, it's impossible to overlook the painful scars left by years of exploitation and conflict. The most tragic chapter in the country's modern history is the civil war that raged from 1991 to 2002, largely fueled by the notorious blood diamonds. These valuable stones, mined under extreme conditions and sold to fund armed factions, were at the core of the violence. The war was sparked by the Revolutionary United Front, RUF, led by Fode Sanko, whose goal was to take control of the country's diamond mines. What should have been a natural resource for prosperity became a curse. The RUF employed horrific tactics, including mutilations, kidnappings, and the use of child soldiers. Entire villages were wiped out, families torn apart, and suffering was relentless as the people of Sierra Leone paid the ultimate price. Meanwhile, international traffickers profited from the illegal diamond trade. The term blood diamonds became a global outcry, drawing attention to the connection between the gemstone industry and the financing of brutal conflicts across Africa. This dark history gained international recognition, especially through the 2006 film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, which depicted the horrific battles fought in Sierra Leone during the 1990s. Yet the real-life horror was far more brutal than any Hollywood portrayal. The Diamond of Peace. Now let's shift from the dark history to a glimmer of hope. Enter the Diamond of Peace. In 2017, an unexpected story emerged that captured the world's attention. Emmanuel Momo, a modest farmer from Kono, a diamond-rich region of Sierra Leone, discovered a remarkable 709-carat diamond. Unlike most diamonds from this area, which have fueled war and misery, this one became a symbol of positive change. Initially destined for the illegal diamond market, the gemstone took an unexpected turn when Momo made a remarkable decision. Rather than selling it for personal gain, he donated the diamond to the government of Sierra Leone, hoping its sale would bring tangible benefits to the nation. The diamond was auctioned in New York, raising about $6.5 million. This money was then invested in vital infrastructure projects in Sierra Leone, including new schools, healthcare centers, clean water systems, and improved roads. For the first time, a diamond from Kono contributed to peace and development rather than violence and exploitation. It symbolized hope for a brighter future for thousands of Sierra Leoneans. And so, with this story of hope, we wrap up our exploration of Sierra Leone. Were you already familiar with the country's history and fascinating details? What part of this journey surprised you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you're passionate about exploring mysterious places and uncovering stories that challenge reality, stay tuned. There's still much more to discover in this beautiful world. Thank you to everyone who followed along, and we'll see you next time.